Hello. So
Thanks for
congratulations.
having me.
And Sarah, thanks for coming back.
Thank you.
Okay. So Sam, correspondence.
No,
Okay. Public comment. No. Okay. Minutes of prior meetings. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes from April 10th, 2025?
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone have any updates, corrections, thoughts on that? Okay. Then let's have a motion.
I move to approve the minutes from April 10th, 2025 library trustee meeting.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I see.
Okay.
Wait,
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Since I
Did
wasn't,
you abstain?
Yeah, I did.
He was not
That
a
makes sense.
trustee at the moment.
Though I was present, I wasn't.
Yes, that makes sense. Yeah. It's easy to cold in here. It is cold.
Yeah, go on. So it's fine.
Dinner report.
All right, state aid, we have $35,782.51. MMDT has $19,029.78. Gift has $38,627.42. Lead has $116,895. Bill and gift has $35,447.81. BLC has $686,044. And the Barth month ending statement value is $1,683,155.50.
That's either back up or
It's steady.
It's steady. Good.
We dropped in February and have been holding since.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Katrina. Does anyone have any questions about those numbers?
And they've been emailed. So you can answer.
Yeah. Are you on that email now? Okay, great. Okay, thank you. Friends report. Who went to the Friends meeting? Who's the Friends? We have
It was Mira.
Okay. Friends update is what I want.
Sam, are you able to get an update?
I think go. Yeah, they made, what was it, $3,000 at the book sale?
Something about that.
Yeah,
How is that in terms of what they usually
it's about average.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that was it. I don't remember what else they talked about, to be honest. Sorry.
Was they doing staff appreciation? Or is that
Staff appreciation maybe in September.
September? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that was about it. I think this coming Wednesday is their last meeting for the summer. So
Okay.
Like next week.
yeah, next week. Wednesday the 7th. In Stritcher. Or actually it's in here, sorry.
So the 21st.
Yes.
Should that become the liaison?
Well, we'll vote on
We'll
one.
work for them.
But for next week, we'll vote on one, and then hopefully someone can go to next week's. So
Okay.
that's And if whoever is voted cannot, then we'll find someone else who can. Yeah. Okay, thank you for that. Building updates.
Okay. So the elevator has been fixed. So it went offline last week on Monday. They took it apart basically, and they think they found the issue that's been causing a leak. So they had the highway department come out and cut a piece out, and then they replaced it. And so far so good. They're going to, of course, do another inspection soon, but it's been repaired and hopefully won't require future repairs for a long time. The front door is also broken. The opener has been causing issues for for a while now. And basically it's at the moment the accessibility button is not operating. Every day it'll turn off, it shuts off on its own. So we have to reset it. Then it works for the day, but the next day it's not working again. And then a recent thing is that it also will start jamming the door. So even though the door is programmed, it's unlocked technically, it will not open. So the door will, even if you use your key fob, it won't open. It's just stuck closed. So the solution that they've come up with is to replace the opener. It costs like
Ask a couple questions before we.
yeah, sure.
Just about it's the buttons both outside and
Yes, it's
inside.
only the front door, and it's not the buttons themselves, it's the opener. So the buttons I'm sure are fine. It's just the opener won't open them when the button's pushed.
And so how is that jamming the door that we have open now?
Because the door has to
Because that's not the door that's next to the,
right. So the opener has to tell the push bar door to close, and that way the door will open when the system is unlocked. So whenever during the day when we're open, the system will automatically push that bar close, and that means that the door is unlocked and anyone can open the door. And when you use your key fob on it, say after hours, then that causes the key fob, the push bar to close. What's happening is that push bar is not closing because the opener up top, the thing up top, is not telling it to close. And so the other door that is currently open is open because it's the only door that we can prop open. It's also for accessibility because people can't get in and out, especially people can't who would usually push the button, and also because it's been jamming. So even when the door is technically unlocked, it doesn't.
And that's a different situation from the accessibility buttons, or that is the same situation?
It's the same situation.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a new thing. I think it's because it's been broken for so long that's kind of come up now. So
Eric's been out to look at it.
Yeah, so Eric's been working on it. I think we had it fixed. I found a bill from like 2023 where we paid something like $5,231. The problem is that the one that's currently in there is proprietary. So in order to fix it, you need to be a certified repair person on that system. So Eric can't even order parts for it. They won't allow him to if he tries to call. So I think that's why he wants to replace it. Is that it's a more generic opener, and B, Eric likes to learn and kind of learn how to fix things so that he doesn't have to keep calling repairmen in.
Like the gate, like he did the same thing.
He's been doing that. So he can now go and order a part for it with no problem, and he can fix it if it's necessary, and he can repair it. So it's kind of a twofold thing where it's like you can't even order the parts to fix the current one because it has to be a certified repairman, and it also keeps breaking. So the estimated cost from the Shoba for that is $9,869.16. And that's to replace the operator and the labor and service call.
Will that theoretically also fix the jamming of the other door?
Yes. Yes.
So we won't have that problem anymore either.
And Eric's been through this estimate and feels like it's what.
Yeah, he said that it's the average cost. This is what it would normally cost for something like this. And then the added benefit is that in the future he can just fix it himself. You don't have to worry about calling the ship every time. If it does break, which hopefully it won't.
In your email, you say that you were asked if we will cover it.
Yes.
Who were you asked by?
So Eric originally asked me.
Yeah.
He sent the same like 5 minutes before I sent it to you guys. That's when he asked me. I think what's going on is it's the end of the fiscal year, so there's no money in his budget to pay for this. I think repairing the elevator probably close to the same amount too. And that's in addition to all the other buildings he takes care of. So I don't think there's money in his budget for that. And it's a system that needs to repair. You can't really wait until the next fiscal year, a month from now, because it's the front door. I mean, we've been propping the door open, which is not ideal. It's also like I keep coming back at night to make sure that the doors are closed because we have after hours people using the rooms, and so we have to keep the door open just because the other door won't.
And we're not in compliance now. Also,
right. Right. So I know that we had worked out with the town that they would cover repair costs, but I think they just don't have the money right now to cover it because of timing. So,
all right, let's
Can I ask more questions?
Yeah.
So looking at this invoice is just as we think about this number, like 9,000, whatever number that's in front of us. I'm looking at the invoice and it stated that that an electrical source nearby is needed. Is there one currently present? I'm assuming so, given the current system.
Yeah, I would assume so. I mean, I don't know the answer to that, but I would assume I think it's. the
Or it
same.
didn't mention to you that we would also need to run electrical
No.
in order to do this? Okay, because that said that the bill would increase.
Yeah.
And then it says that auto opener works with a door in an unlocked position only. So I'm assuming that this will play nicely with the access control panel and that Eric's aware of that interaction. Okay.
Does that cost extra to integrate it with the vent, the access control?
Mishova's been doing.
Yeah, Nisha was great at coming out and doing it. I mean, they weren't the ones that originally installed it. It was another company, Dormo. So, yeah. Plus, Nisha was right there. And
Well, they do the other doors in town.
yeah, they
So in the 10 buildings. Did you want, sorry. Those are
Oh, no, I just wanted to know if anyone else had any questions or if that's so great. Yeah. I just want to make sure everyone has a chance to ask questions.
I had the question, but I think you answered it because it's so specific. We can't get another bid, right? Or it doesn't sound like it would make sense.
No, it would only require another bid if it's $10,000. I guess it's just under.
by the procurement laws, it's that the town would have gone for another bid.
Yeah, they would have done that.
Or Eric would have had to.
They're-
10,000 is the threshold.
How hard a hit is $10,000 to your budget at the end of your fiscal?
So it would come from the trust funds.
That was a question I have for you, actually.
Yeah. Sure. What's up?
So I was hoping you could, and I was looking in the director's report for this information. We gave you the $41,000 out of trust. Is
Yeah.
there? We still have 15,000. It seems like the town hasn't taken out for materials, and
Yeah, we haven't started spending that.
they haven't
yet.
started spending that.
Yeah.
So that means there's about $4,000 remaining. And are you planning to use that for anything? It was under, what was remaining was $1,000 from the staff computers,
Yeah.
about
I don't.
1,588 from the workshop conference
Yeah,
attendance
probably.
travel, and 750 for professional speaker, and 708 for furniture.
I think we're fine.
So the question I have is whether we want to use that $4,054.92 towards this, or is it useful if you have it in case there are, I mean, it seems like our gift funds and our other things, you have plenty of
Yeah, we have plenty of money.
liquid money right now for you.
And I mean, it could even come out of the 40,000 that's for the next fiscal year. I think that yeah, that's good too.
How are we down to 4,000? I'm looking at the director's report now too.
If you take the 15,000 out that we give the town for materials towards the mark, it's about $4,052. If my math is correct. So either way, we could just take 10,000 now and just, as we do next year's trustee budget, we can consider whether we add a line for potential building repairs into that annual budget.
Yeah.
We have money. Like, I'm not saying, we have sources that we can direct Sam to use for this purpose. And I do think the front door and being able to walk into the library is important.
And accessibility.
Yeah, an accessibility piece of that is huge.
And security at night, if the door needs to be propped open when there's, outside people coming in, then anyone could come,
Yes.
So just to make sure that we're all on the same page, that this will be coming out of trustee funds. We're not asking the town to do this, and that we're all on board with that. I just want to make sure that we're all okay with that. Yeah. Do we have prepared something to?
I did. So the question is, do we want to say, Sam, we can't spend anything more from the trustees budget this year, or do we just want to add this one right now? Say $10,000 to cover any potential coverage, labor, around number for them, and then.
I don't anticipate using the difference in the next month.
So we could keep that $4,000 in your accounts right now too, and just apply it for next year's trustee budget. So what we have been trying to do is taking our trust funds and use a percentage of the earnings each year, and then give Sam a budget that he puts into buckets. So he'd I'm going to use this for professional development or travel to conferences or other things. So we can include.
I think it'd just be cleaner maybe if we just.
It will be cleaner probably for
now.
That's what I was thinking. I think for them.
When I'm creating the budget because I just found out about this like 2 days ago. So when I'm creating that budget for the 40,000 for next year, I can just delete.
We can keep this 4,000 in here and figure out
Yeah, I can
the number.
Yeah.
And we should talk about that percentage. I can't remember. It's like 2.5% or something we pulled from our funds.
Yeah, I think last year we used the 10,000. It was about 10,000 for the computers.
Yes, that
So,
is true.
and there's nothing else that I can think of that I was gonna maybe apply towards programming, but we get so much from the friends.
The friends had a great year and
Yeah.
we're very generous. So
Yeah.
we
So
didn't
I
need
am not
to.
worried about that. So yeah. So if I think it'd be cleaner to just
I think it will help our finance department to keep it as one number
Yeah.
for this.
yeah, exactly.
But I just want to make sure we know that 4,000 is hanging out and
Yeah.
whether we should revisit it in July. Whether this was the right place for that, I didn't know. Okay, so yes, I already pre-thought this potential ask. So I moved to transfer $10,000 from 314 Second Century Librarians Fund to MMDT for replacement of the library door opener. That's all email this to you on the list. Any debate on this? I just did.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, did we have a second?
Let's start that.
Yeah. David, your first vote. Congratulations.
Yeah.
On this one.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
already spending one.
Already, first day.
Your travel.
It's good money. We want people to be able to use the library.
And this was money that was given to us to for the library. So, yeah. Okay. Next is assistant director's report. Oh, Sam, anything else for building? Okay, good. Phew.
Thanks for fixing the elevator too.
Yeah.
2 accessibility things.
Mike, assistant director's report.
Okay. On April 23rd, I did a webinar from MLS on managing difficult employee behavior. Not for any reason, just because it seems interesting. Yeah, it's for Sam.
Managing up.
It honestly, I was kind of unimpressed with it and disappointed by it, but it was free and you know. Also, I was going to do an effective meetings webinar that they had yesterday, but I got the like packet from them about the information, and it seemed kind of basic how to run a meeting sort of stuff. So I skipped it. It was 2 hours. Ironically, it was 2 hours long, and I didn't want to sort of waste my time listening to stuff that I pretty much already knew. We cataloged. The children's, Diane got 8 STEM kits from a Girl Scout who did her gold award by making them. So she and Tracy sort of got them ready for circulation to give me, and I spent a day entering them into the catalog. That sounds like it was a chore, but actually I enjoyed it. And that's when I are doing our audiobook cataloging. We are currently at the G's. So all the authors starting with G is where we are right now. And finally, there's a program on Saturday. So if anyone is a singer / songwriter and wants to learn about singing and songwriting in the music industry, please go. We only have 1 person signed up, and I would like more to come.
I think we should be sending it to some of the high schoolers. We should send it the music.
Yeah.
Is there an age limit?
It's for adults and teens. So
So-
I'll send it to the music teacher too.
okay.
Especially that.
When is it?
There's 8 of those.
I think it's 1 to 2:30.
Would you be able to forward me the information on it?
Sure.
So that I can send it to the teachers.
Can you send it to me too, and I'll post
Just
on
send it to
Facebook?
Just send
Tracy.
it.
Yes, agree.
Yeah.
So
Trustees will help spread the word.
Sure.
Sounds cool.
I was asking for a friend. It's not, I have no secret talents, but
We know your kids are theatrical and they got it from somewhere.
the drawing. Tell.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Sam, director's report.
Sure. So FY26 budget passed town meeting on May 6th. Yay. So a new database called Own Practice has gone live. Own Practice is online classes in yoga, mindfulness, and some fitness classes. They're free for patrons. So there are scheduled classes, and then there's a archive of classes on there as well that patrons can go to. So yeah, so it's up, it's live, it's going. So if you're interested in yoga or anything like that, you can check it out. Um, with the new position passing in town meeting, I posted and we have built the assistant services librarian position for the July 1st start date. So James Tabor has been chosen. So yay. He's awesome. He's very excited to take on the position. He's already got tons of ideas, and he and Megan are, they work great together. So I think it's going to work out
Yeah.
well.
David, I don't, this is part history you don't know, but James used to be the team librarian over at the old library, and so he has a lot of experience with it. And then and he's been here for about 6 hours a week, right? And so we're very happy to have him. Yeah.
19 hours.
So is he still a young adult or?
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh no, he was working as an adult, but he's
Yeah.
probably what, 40? I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea, James.
36 probably.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, we went to college together.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's been very active at the young
That
adult
sounds
section.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
he runs the D&D campaigns, things like that. Yeah.
the kids are very happy with
Yes.
him and Meg. Quite the duo.
Yeah.
So with his position filled now, we also posted his current library tech position to fill that.
And he has the 19-hour one.
Right, he has the 19-hour library tech. So we also posted that internally. So we have 3 internal candidates that have applied. We're going to start interviewing them next week. And then that means they're all library assistants. So that means we'll have a library assistant position to backfill. But I'm going to be out at my surgery on May 30th. So I've asked Mike and he's agreed to handle that part of it. So before I go for hopefully we'll have the library tech position assigned. And then once that's done, I can contact Michelle about posting the library assistant position. Unfortunately, I also heard from Carla that she has to resign due to family issues. So she was very upset. She does not want to leave, but unfortunately, some family things have come up, and she can't really stay here.
Is she the newest one?
Yeah, she's a
Okay.
freshman. Yeah, so Carla is also going to be leaving. So Mike gets to pick 2 people for the library assistant. She is also a library assistant.
It's not possible to do one person for 12 hours. That's not a thing.
It's
If someone wanted.
not really.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't really work the way our schedule works.
Yeah.
Do you have internal candidates for those positions?
No, we basically everybody is the lowest is the library assistant, so we would post it externally for that.
Because I know a couple of people I could tell.
Yeah. So yes, they're both 6-hour library assistant positions. So yeah, so like I said, I'll be out, so Mike's gonna handle that with Julie.
Great.
And really go pick somebody right.
No pressure.
Yeah, for sure. And so that person, so Carla has agreed to stay through June. So yeah, so everybody will start actually their school.
Good thing I get some new shirts.
I completed all the staff performance reviews. Everyone did great. Everybody who is eligible for step increase will receive one. There are a few people who started a few months ago. So town policy is that you have to work your entire year before you're eligible for a step increase. So that's mostly the reason why. And then there are a couple of people like Diane and Susan who are getting ghost steps because they've reached the maximum step 10. But the town created a new policy where they can get additional monies, which has already been passed and is in the budget. The ribbon cutting ceremony for the new center on Shattuck Street will take place tomorrow at 1 p.m. The parking lot will be closed the whole day.
All of it?
The all of this part.
This part, okay.
Yeah, this part.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things Eric asked me to do tonight was build the cones. So I'll be closed. So you're all invited if you want to go. I've already been over there. It's beautiful and it's great. So I hope you guys come. And everybody's very excited about it. They're cleaning it today. They're doing deep cleans today. So it's good. So that takes place tomorrow. And we've been letting patrons know that the parking lot's gonna be closed. So, and I think
Do the
Diane,
teens know that?
probably not, but they'll figure it out.
I think I saw it on Instagram, so you might reach some of them. Or did you post? You posted it on social as well, but
Yeah. And then finally, I put out a call for artists for the gallery. We're getting towards the end, and so usually we choose 9 people, and I already have 8 applicants.
Oh, well,
So
Wow.
it's much better than last year. Last year I had to like chase people down. This year, I don't know what happened, but people got the message. So
that's
yeah.
great.
Yeah, so it's going to be open until June 15th. So when I come back, I'm going to meet with Cheryl and Geraldine. We've been doing this for the last few years to go through all the applications, and then we choose 9 people to display their work, and 3 are for ones for the elementary school, middle school, and high school. And then I usually assign them a month, and so we go from there. Yeah. Yeah, so the rest is the stats. Budget wise, we're pretty much on track for the year. We're almost, I think we're actually probably by now we're done with town book
Town.
materials. So we're gonna start dipping into trust funds. And yeah,
Have we hit the mark?
yeah, we hit the mark a while ago. We're
Great.
like $6,000 over.
Excellent.
So we're good.
Go us.
Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, just about. So I'm just looking at the e-library statistics. Also,
I had the same question.
I was wondering about own practice. Are you? Did
No,
you
go
question?
ahead.
Same
Keep
question. Okay. Practice, and then there's a couple. You have a bunch of databases, right?
Mhm.
And so I think this is specifically ones where you can check things out as opposed to research databases.
Mhm.
I'm wondering whether or not own practice and other ones, they don't necessarily need to be in here every time because there's so many of them. But are you keeping track somewhere how they're doing each of the databases?
Yeah, so Own Practice does not have, most of the databases have like an admin portal that we can go and look at. That's where we get all the numbers.
Yeah.
Own Practice, I spoke with the woman who runs it. She says that she will send us the numbers, that she hasn't created an actual portal yet. She said it's there's something about the way it works and all the other libraries that it's hard, but she has the numbers. She just doesn't have an admin portal for me to look at. So she will every month she will send me a report, and it hasn't been live long enough to get a report yet. So I don't know what the numbers are yet.
I have questions about the report, actually, your
Yeah.
director of the report. So I'm having trouble for the e-library statistics. It says 2025 and there's numbers and then year to date, and those numbers are much
Oh, yeah.
bigger. And
Yeah.
it is 2025, so I'm very confused how year to date is much bigger than
I think so Susan compiles all the numbers for me,
Okay.
and I think she does it by calendar year, not by fiscal year. And so I realized that.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
So
Year to date by fiscal year makes a lot more sense
Yeah.
than.
So when I was
year to date.
making the report, I was thinking about how I won't be here next month and I have to give it to Mike to do. And I figured because I know it, I
Yeah.
know what's going on. So I just like do it in my head.
Yeah.
And then but I knew if I gave it to Mike, it would just be confusing. And so that's why I set it up this way now. So that when I give it to Mike, he can just copy the numbers that Susan gives him.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
so
can you
it's because-
explain so the 2025 is literally the year to date because it's January to now.
January to now.
And year to date column, maybe we can clarify the headers. Is the fiscal
FY.
years to date?
Yeah, FY.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So maybe if we just fix those headers, it would,
Yeah, with the new fiscal year, I think I'm gonna like
yeah, let's do a revamp of this
Yeah,
and
yeah.
make sure we're reporting what we want to see.
Yeah.
I have some feedback I can also give you on the home delivery report. Just simplifying it for Amy. So
cool.
Well, any other questions for Sam about the director's report? All right, moving on. Old business. So we can start. We have announcements for Ray Grande Scholarship. Very exciting as of half an hour ago, basically. Do you want anyone else want to say it? Okay. We've decided on 2 applicants. We have decided on the 2 people who will receive the Ray Grande Scholarship. They are Lasia Barla and Lacey Oborski. And we did interview 5 people, and everyone was great. They did great essays, they did great interviews, everything like that. But we were in agreement, and Sam is in agreement, and so Sam will follow up with them either tomorrow or Monday or sometime with all of it.
excellent.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing that process. I'm excited for these students.
And I would just add that we asked where they saw the scholar. I mean, I don't
Right.
know how useful it is for next year, but we asked everybody where they saw it, and most of them were guidance counselors or school.
Yeah.
Mom.
Yes.
But I think
honest,
friend told me about it. Yeah.
Word
Yeah.
of mouth or
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. School even. Yeah.
or at least hitting the right groups.
Is there any other old business? Okay. Oh, new business. We have the new officer slate, liaison positions, and I think we should also do the committees, right? Yeah. So the slate, the people that the officers we need are chair, treasurer, and clerk. Yeah. Okay. So let's have a conversation. Does anybody else want to be chair? If you do, please, I'm fine. So if you're like, yes, I do. You know, and I know that we've talked about somebody else taking it over next year. So I will do it for one more year if that's what we need. What's that?
Are you sure?
What about one? That's not really a choice. So that's what we're gonna do. So okay, so
Unless somebody else wants to.
yeah. I think I don't know if someone needs to probably nominate me, right?
Do we do it all at
Or
once?
we can
we
do
did
the
it once?
slate after
Great,
we
okay.
like slot
Okay,
people, have a
um,
discussion about it, then we can.
Terrific. Okay, so the next one is treasurer. Let's talk about that. Who wants to be treasurer? Katrina, do you want to, are you ready to give it up? Like, what do you want?
I can continue this job, it's
Okay.
fine, or if there's somebody who wants to do it, happy to work with them to learn the position.
Anybody else like to be treasurer?
Or if someone's saying in a year I'll be treasurer,
Yeah.
then we can totally shadow
Yeah.
and work through that.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds like it's you. Okay.
Keep going.
Yeah. All right. And clerk, Chris, you've been doing it. Do you want to continue doing it for a year? Or would you rather give it up?
I'm fine doing it
Okay.
unless anybody would rather do it or
Anyone?
don't think I do a good job.
You do a great
fine
job.
doing
Yeah.
it.
You all do a great job.
Yeah. Good. Okay. So it sounds like we're at where we were. Yeah. We'll hopefully have some changes next year just to move.
I think we should have changes
Yes.
next year. That was part of our discussion.
Yeah.
A few years ago, making sure everyone can do more than one task.
Yeah. Yeah. And just so that people don't get
Right.
24 years sounds like a whole lot of years to share. Like way so way too many years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So
You shouldn't.
what's that?
You should not.
24 years?
Yeah.
She won't. She said,
I would not run again if that was the situation. So yes. Okay. So would somebody please like to list those nominations?
I nominate Kimberly Harriman for chair, Katrina Hagberg for treasurer, and Chris Asselin for clerk.
I second the nominations.
Okay. And all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I could wait a beat. Like, you good? Do you want to know your beat?
No, I got it.
Okay. All right. I believe there's only one liaison position, right? It's friends, yes. Which Mira was doing, so we definitely need someone to fill that this year. It, I believe, consists of going to a meeting about once a month, and not even once a month, but
Not all of us.
yeah,
third Wednesdays you get summers off.
yeah. And basically, you go to the meetings, you take notes on behalf of the trustees, and you come back and share.
And you share our news with them. So they're
right. Yes. Good point. Yes. Yeah. So is there anyone who would like to take that one this year?
I think you can do it.
Terrific. Excellent.
nice.
All right. So let's do a nomination for David for that.
It's Spanagan, SPANIGE.
I learned to spell it.
I nominate David Spanigal for Friends
Friends.
trustee, Friends liaison.
I second the nomination.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Thank you. We also have two. What is it? 2 or 3? 3 committees now. We have Ray Grande, we have policy, and we have the directors. The director evaluation one.
I don't know. We need to
Don't think
do
it's the
Ray
director
Grande
one.
or
There's some later. So let's do policy.
Mhm.
So right now on policy, we have Sarah and Steph and Chris.
Mhm.
Is anyone like, I really just don't want to do this anymore? Be honest, it's okay.
No.
I was thinking about the check, like the new kid, like it'll be so
Yeah, I just want to make sure that people feel like they can be honest about it.
I'm fine saying on.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
All right, good. Then we will just reestablish this. I guess nominate to place on the committee. Someone nominate them. Something. Do we just have? I think we have to vote on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Nominate Sarah Donovan, Stephanie Kraft, and you're on it, right?
Yeah.
Chris Asselin for the policy committee.
Okay, I second
Yeah.
that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Thank you, everyone. That's what we'll do for now. When we get around to Ray Grande, that's probably around November we'll want to do that. And then director probably around January. So, yeah. I'll add that to the calendar.
Do we need
Do you have an administrative calendar for like the
Mhm.
things?
Yeah,
to
yeah.
update it? But yeah,
I don't know that we all have it. It's just on my computer. So I will share that too. I can share that
That would be
too.
really,
I think we went over it last year. So,
thanks.
yeah. Um,
do we need to do signers for the?
Well, the
we-
next thing was
meeting
meeting
minutes,
dates.
just give me
It's-
30 seconds to update this. Hold on a second. Okay. So next is the meeting dates. And what we've been doing is the second Thursday of every month. Is that, I'm going to talk about summer in a second, but does that generally work? Does that still work for everybody? The second Thursday of the month. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, David, that works for you?
I'll make it work.
Okay. Good. Then
Same
I
time.
see, yeah, the 6:30 time.
Yes.
Katrina,
6:30 is stuck for me, but
what's better?
it doesn't.
Yeah. I saw you over at the high school.
Thursdays
We
are
were
hard.
dropping the kids off. I'm dropping Lauren off. I'm dropping Yabby off. Yeah.
Well, so let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Thursdays are hard. We can, let's.
I don't see any other day of the week being any easier.
These are all from-
6:30 is tough because it's like commuting home, getting like kids. It's just 6:30 is very.
Is 7 better? We used to do 7.
But we were 6:30, so we could allow our staff to go home for reasonable hours. So
But I run quick meetings now.
we do run our meetings are not
Yes.
like when the building or being advocated for the vote. So it's up to you guys. I mean, it just adds a buffer for making sure I can get here. Yeah.
Does 7 work for
Mhm.
everyone? Yeah.
How about our staff?
Okay. Okay. Okay, so we could do that. Is that a motion? Probably have to look at the motion for this. That's
okay,
just, it could be just.
Say where the meeting
We're going
dates.
back to
7
7.
p.m.
7 p.m.
second
on
Thursday.
7 p.m. on second Thursday is the motion. So I move that the board meets on the second Thursday of every month at 7 p.m. Whichever meeting room Sam can use.
It'll probably be the same, right? So I book it for like 2 hours.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
I seconded.
okay, all in favor? Great.
Thank you for shifting your time.
No, sure. Can I ask it? I think we haven't done it yet, but it's okay to join by Zoom occasionally.
Yeah.
Only
Sarah,
their
last
their
week-
bedtime's gonna
Is
change.
that still allowed?
By the state rules,
Yeah, so
I believe.
it is still allowed. And
We do it on
then
the fiscal year, so we'd have to double check.
yeah, I would just share the Zoom link with whoever wants it. I wouldn't post it on the agenda. Because then we had people who were like,
Yeah, it was on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we don't have to decide the summer dates now. We can do that probably in June, but we tend to do one date in the summer instead of
In between
Unless there's
June, July,
July
and
and
August.
August. Yeah, kind of somewhere in the middle of there. We tend to do one. There's less stuff going on in the summer and people are all traveling and stuff like that. So, but we can talk about that in June.
So come with your dates.
Yeah. I'm gonna put that in the calendar. I'll just put it on my to-do list because then calendars. Okay. Payroll invoice signatures.
Yeah, so we have to vote on how many signatures for how many trustees can sign on the payroll, how many trustees can vote on payroll and invoices. And so it's been 2 for the last few years. It can continue to be 2 if you want. It's up to you. Or it could be and you should also decide who wants to do it, who won't, because it's usually DocuSign.
Yeah.
So Susan usually sends it to whoever agrees to do
We've been doing 2 forever.
it. Yeah, for at least the last 5 years.
Does Susan feel comfortable with 2?
Yeah, as long as I think everybody usually gets it done pretty
Yeah.
quickly. So I think it's fine. I think in the past when we had to actually sign it with a pen, it was hard to hunt people down. But since it's DocuSign, it's not a big deal.
Before 5 years ago, was there 1 or were there more than 2?
I think it's been two for as long as I've been
Yeah.
here. I think at least 10 years.
I don't see a reason to change that in this. Is there a
There's
state?
redundancy and
Yeah,
eyes on the books, so that's
yeah. Okay, it's been me and Sarah. Um,
That part doesn't have to be official.
right,
Just in the,
just the fact that
yeah,
there's two.
it's just
Okay.
easier for me to tell Susan. But
Yeah.
if you guys want to change,
That is-
that's it.
we sometimes have to.
Yeah.
Oh, because if it's in here, then it has to be whoever, oh, right, if you just say two, it could be any.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, because I did it before in the past and I fine, you need backup.
I mean, I check the library email every day anyway, so.
I move that the trustees have 2 payroll / invoice signatories.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Any other new business? Okay, moving on to other business. Is there any other business? Okay, I hope not. Can you just remind us what dates will be out?
I'm going to be out May 30th with my surgery, and I plan to come back on June 15th.
Okay.
I think was it June 15th or 16th?
Mike is in command.
Mike is in command. I'll be back June 16th. Then.
If you're not okay, take more time.
You'll be there before that.
Let's hope so.
No.
They feel like you want to go.
All right, trustee updates. We used to do a thing where these were more or less required. We'd go around. Now we just kind of are like, if anyone has anything to share as a trustee, please feel free. So, I went to the book fair. I was planning on buying nothing because I don't need any more books. I have all the books. I was just going to visit with everyone who was here, and then I ended up taking them like 8. So that's what
How
happened.
many?
Yeah.
The book fair is a dangerous place.
And then you get to go back to the feeling of the Scholastic Book Fair when you were a kid.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It's a little overwhelming because there's so many, and just looking, being like, did I read this? If I read this, did I like it? Is it a good book? Go back to Goodreads. Is this stuff, whatever. Yeah. Way more pressure than I really should put on it. I should just get them.
You just get the books.
Yes.
And then you don't them back.
That's actually, well, I actually read 2 and then donated them back again. So,
Yeah.
I could do it again. So, yeah.
One of my kids tried to buy a book that we donated.
Oh no.
I have had to stop my kids from that
Yes.
very experience. Yeah.
Glad such as me.
I have not been in the building enough recently.
Same here.
I came to the book fair and Wayne tried to get me to take a book that was over 200 years old. And it was
Oh.
beautiful. It was a history of the Dutch Republic,
Oh,
published in 1814.
really?
And I
Wow.
opened it and I felt my head clamping. It's terrible occupational hazard.
Gosh.
So I said thanks, but no thanks. I
Yeah.
couldn't take it.
Do you know what period it was of? Like,
It was about the founding of the Dutch Republic,
that's
so the
that's very
17th century.
in art history. That's what I did. Art history.
Yeah.
What if it was read?
It was really cool, and
Might still be there.
the pages were
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
had been damp at some point.
Oh.
You could tell.
Wayne showed me pictures of his cats, his new cat
Yes,
at the book
Coco.
fair. So yes, yeah.
Here's the place to see people.
Yeah.
It's very fun to go.
Yeah.
And volunteers. Like,
And I
have
did
lot of
buy a
kids.
book about ghost stories from the Southwest, Mexican,
Yeah.
Indian travel stories.
All right.
We should say this is not library related, but it's town related. I went to the groundbreaking of the King Street project last week for work. And it was really cool. I mean, I know there's I don't know how people are feeling about it. I thought there's mixed emotions about it, but I thought it was really cool and I was really impressed.
So show what it's gonna look like.
And I got to see the governor speak,
Yeah.
which I thought was really cool. Yeah. So, they showed some AI rendering of it. I mean, it looks gorgeous.
Yeah. Nice.
Do they have when do they break ground? Like, when do they start?
I think it started.
Do they have a projected date for first occupancy?
That they didn't share that, but quickly. I think it's going to prove quickly.
My brother-in-law's
Face on.
company is the architect.
Oh, really?
I knew that for a long time, but I wasn't allowed to say anything until the earth groundbreaking, so that was official. Yeah. So I have trust in them, like, but yeah.
I was
And the
gonna say,
architect.
I was really, actually, no. I'll end it there.
All right, should we do a motion to adjourn?
Your motion to adjourn.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.